Final preparations are underway as giant balloons are inflated and spectacular floats arrive at the parade start line. Tonight, we celebrate with a very special preview of America's greatest Thanksgiving Day tradition, with exclusive behind-the-scenes access and stories from the stars of parades past and present.
Wait, you want the honest answer?
And it was raining, and it was like, yes, we're gonna put on this parade.
Definitely a pinch me moment.
Welcome to Countdown to Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And now, our host from Peacock's The Amber Ruffin Show, here's Amber Ruffin.
Hey, I'm one of these cheerleading children. Just kidding. I'm Amber Ruffin, and I'm coming to you from rehearsals for the 96th Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Now, Thanksgiving may be tomorrow, but the preparations begin tonight. This parade's got everything: music, merriment, and most of all, cheer. Now, over the next hour, we will be answering your most pressing questions like, do clowns really go to college? Do floats actually float, or is there a little car under there? And Amber, how did you choreograph such a great cheerleading group? What's that? I never did. No talent for such a thing? That is fair. Now, let's take a look at what it's like to be a part of Thanksgiving Day's greatest tradition.
To be part of the 96th Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is the culmination, I feel, of my childhood dreams and wishes. It's going to be magical, and I'm most grateful for it.
It's going to be one of those pinch me moments of like, you know, I'm in it now. Like this is the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. My family is at home watching this thing right now.
Tomorrow, I get to be on the Toys R Us float. I was a Toys R Us kid. As a kid, I'm just so excited. And my son is also very excited. So mommy is definitely a superhero. Tomorrow, I'll definitely be a superhero on that float.
The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade was Thanksgiving for me growing up. Mom would be getting the turkey ready and cooking, and all the smells of the holiday and the amazing food and everything, and just family, and you'd always have the parade on. You'd stick around for Santa, and it was the kicking off the holiday season. It was part of your day.
When I think of Thanksgiving, I think of food, family, and the parade. I'm excited to see it this year.
My friend's apartment is eye level with the balloons, and to watch like Snoopy fly by your window at eye level there's nothing like it.
Our amazing tradition continues this morning. We got a fantastic lineup. We got balloons, we got floats, we got music and stars that you know and love.
I always go, man, if I was ever to be a part of the Macy's parade, that I'd want it to be as wacky as I kind of identify myself to be. So the fact that I was doing like a hip-hop song about hippopotamus and an actual giant hippo behind me singing I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas, everything I just said is absurd, and the fact that it happened and is real is very validating to me.
The Roots and I were sharing a bus with Ronald McDonald, and it was the most surreal thing ever. I've seen, of course, Ronald McDonald. I know who Ronald McDonald is. I've never hung out with Ronald McDonald, or had a conversation with Ronald McDonald. And he's sitting next to me, he's drinking coffee, he's talking about, beating traffic, getting it, And I'm like, I'm so sorry, I can't have a normal conversation with you. You're dressed like Ronald McDonald.
We have the best seat in the house because where we broadcast from is just center stage. So we get to see all the floats when they go by, and we see the people on the floats, and they wave at us. Well, we wave at them, and sometimes they wave back.
Oh my gosh, we are not worthy!
I think Al Roker's the star. He's the kids get off my lawn guy. I'm attracted to all the time.
Hey, I hate to butter you up, but you gotta move on. Okay, there you go. No, get out of here, you butter.
Al and that butter man, we were in hysterics because a lot of the parade is predictable. You know what's coming, here it comes. This came out of left field.
Did you like the Snoopy balloon? And that's why everybody loves clowns.
The Butterman's pretty famous around the Today Show.
You have these moments where you're just engaged with everybody. And there's people like having real conversations. You're like, hey, Rob, I live around the corner from you. I live right around the corner from you, man. I drive by your house every day. Hey, Merry Christmas.
First year of Will and Grace, we'd been on for 2 months. Deborah and I were asked to be on a float in the Macy's parade, which is an incredible honor. And we were on a giant cornucopia float. So there we are, we're freezing and it's hailing on us and we're shivering and we're standing on a bunch of grapes and squash and we're waving at people and people are shouting at us. It was so exciting and I couldn't hear what they were shouting and finally I said, what? And this guy said, who are you? I said, we're Will and Grace. And he said, who? And that was... We realized no one knew who we were. We were just people standing on a big pile of fruit.
Being on the float with my family, being a part of something that's so iconic, and being a part of it with everybody who was there, you know, it makes me emotional. I love it so much.
I keep coming back to doing the parade because I get to be on a float, I get to sing really fun songs, as well as being able to see the people lined up on the sides and to see the kids, like the wonder on their faces. They call and I'm like, where do you want me to stand? Like, I'm coming, just let me know. Happy Thanksgiving!
I remember as a child feeling like my family was related to every other family in the world and we were all watching the parade together. Remember, like, hours even after the parade was over, I would jump out of my bed and I would stare out my window. And my whole family would be like, Paula, what are you doing? And I was like, duh, I'm waiting for the parade.
My family starts off the day with watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I hope it's something that, you know, we continue as a family that, you know, one day with my kids, you know, we can be watching it and, you know, I can get to say, you know, your dad played that one year.
The first time I ever participated in the parade, I remember being so excited and literally just so proud because I knew my whole family was at home watching me. Because it is a tradition in our household to watch it every year as a family. And I was like, I'm pretty cool today.
To be able to say that you're part of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, that people come up to you and say, I grew up watching you on this parade, that's pretty heady stuff. It's hard to resist.
I lost my mom when I was 25. And I was very outspoken that I'm doing this show in my mom's honor. I get on the float, and as soon as it started, it was just all these New York City mothers like shouting the sweetest stuff that I've ever heard at me for an hour. So I got on and I thought I was just gonna be like, oh, I've never done this before, like, how you doing? Like, nice to meet everybody. And then pretty quickly I was like, uh-oh. I'm like crying, like, your mother loves you. You're a beautiful son for an hour. It was like, it's a type of love that's so grand.
Well, my mother lived to be 94 and worked all her life from morning until late at night, 6 days a week. And those times together were and continue to be lifelong memories for me. And the Thanksgiving Day Parade, see, I'm getting choked up as I'm thinking about it. You know, moments I'll cherish. The Thanksgiving Day Parade, that's the stuff that really gets you here.
Thanksgiving's about family and you want to be connected to your family. So I know my kids are watching it on TV too. And I said to them, I can't really say I love you out loud, but I'll give you a sign. So I'll casually pull my hair back and then kind of yank on my ear. My daughter was just out of control giggling because she knew that I was thinking about her in that moment.
I have an exclusive with some of the Spirit of America cheerleaders. How are you guys feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm so excited for the Thanksgiving Day Parade. I'm just thrilled for it.
Are you scared of the cold?
No, I'm not. I love the cold.
Are you young and perfect and ready to blow the roof off?
Well, we've worked really hard, so we're excited to perform on Thursday.
That's a yes. We're excited. Are you? I know you are. So stay tuned. We got more parade exclusives coming up.
My husband and I have never been more active.
Jingles doesn't care.
I go to spin classes with my coworkers.
Good for you. Shingles doesn't care. Because no matter how healthy you feel, your risk of shingles sharply increases after age 50. But Shingrix protects. Proven over 90% effective. Shingrix is a vaccine used to prevent shingles in adults 50 years and older. Shingrix does not protect everyone and is not for those with severe allergic reactions to its ingredients or to a previous dose. An increased risk of Guillain-Barré syndrome was observed after getting Shingrix. Fainting can also happen. The most common side effects are pain, redness and swelling at the injection site, muscle pain, tiredness, headache, shivering, fever, and upset stomach. Shingles doesn't care, but Shingrix protects. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Shingrix today.
Hurry to get Black Friday deals now at Target. This week, save on the hottest gifts to get ahead this holiday. Event ends Saturday. Get low prices and great deals so you can holiday your way. Only at Target.
What's the #1 retinol brand used most by dermatologists? It's Neutrogena. Rapid wrinkle repair smooths the look of fine lines in 1 week, deep wrinkles in 4. So you can kiss wrinkles goodbye. Neutrogena.
So much wondering.
After a disaster, you don't just want something new, you want what's yours. That's why Tide Loads of Hope is expanding to provide clean clothes to more people in crisis. With every purchase of Tide Hygienic Clean, you can help too.
It's the Subway Series menu. 12 irresistible subs. The most epic sandwich roster ever created. It's Subway's biggest refresh yet.
Dove 0% is different. We left aluminum out and put 48-hour freshness and 1/4 moisturizers in. Dove 0% aluminum deodorant, lasting odor protection that's kind on skin.
The holidays were awkward for Romeo and Juliet. But after saving big with Amazon Black Friday, tragedy was avoided. Shop legendary deals.
Did you know Google makes a phone? Do you know about its camera? Like the way it fixes blurry photos. Magically erases annoying distractions. And even fixes photos taken with your old phone. Now that you know all that, did you know switching has never been easier? Start fixing with Pixel, the only phone engineered by Google. Switch now and get Google Pixel 7 or Pixel 7 Pro for free.
A turkey for me! Turkey
Martha Stewart.
That's right. Here comes some corn. All right.
I bet you didn't know that this year's Thanksgiving Day Parade is going to have 500 pounds of glitter and confetti. Oh, I don't know anything about that.
The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is a 3-hour extravaganza that honestly is edgy. The floats will have your jaw on the floor. The balloons will knock your socks off. And the costumes will leave you gagging. Why? Because of 18 months of work from an incredibly talented team in a truly magical place called the Macy's Parade Studio.
This is the Macy's Parade Studio, where all the magic of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is created.
Anything can happen. If your favorite characters come to life, it really is magical.
The folks in the studio are so talented and such experts at what they do that there's literally no idea that you could come up with that couldn't be produced here.
Hands down, some of the most talented people I've ever been around in my entire life. I'll put this crew against anyone.
The work here is really special. This job is more than a job, it's a calling.
This is my 5th parade.
My 7th parade. My 12th parade.
This November will mark my 19th parade.
There's a lot of institutional knowledge that helps this thing get down the street successfully every year.
All of the elements that we fabricate here are the elements that you do see in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. On any given day, there's a variety of things that are happening here, from our welding team who are pulling together all of our steel structures that'll ultimately house our final floats. Then we go over to our carpentry team who are cutting elements together that are going to be fastened onto the floats to create the magic that we all know and love. We have our sculptors sculpting fantastic pieces of art that are going to be mounted and animated on top of some of our floats. Within paint, we've got our talented artists who are actually bringing all of these sculptures and all of these elements to life. Adjacent to the area where a lot of our fabrication for our floats happens is our balloon studio. That's where you'll find designing, patterning, cutting, heat sealing, and then of course inflating our giant balloons.
My name is Emily Black. I'm originally from Anchorage, Alaska. I do engineering for Macy's. We get the concept from the design team and then figure out, okay, how big is this thing? What's the material? And we kind of have the shell of it, but then we have to figure out what all is inside of it.
This is the costume shop. This is primarily where 8 to 10 people will get 4,000 costumes prepared for parade day.
It's my first year in the balloon studio. Previously, I was working in costumes. The sewing experience that I have tracks really well with the heat sealing machines that we use because they function very similarly to a sewing machine.
The transformation from a design that starts as a hand sketch, goes into a 3D rendering, and then ultimately winds up in full form is a really magical process.
My name is John Cheney, and I work as a carpenter here at Macy's most of the time, though I have been welding this morning. That's why I had my welding cap on.
Cheney has a brain like no other. His skill set is through the roof. I've seen him do some amazing things with wood.
You get to kind of figure out how it's fabricated and how it goes together. Seeing how it ends up at the end is really nice, and there's always all kinds of detail on it. And like people say, well, no one's going to see that, but maybe one of the talent will be on that float and say, wow, look at the detail they put in this.
I remember walking up to the float and seeing it for the first time and being like, they're just as amazing in real life, if not more amazing, honestly. It is unbelievable the amount of effort and art and craft that it takes to build those floats is unbelievable.
What's after the break? Thank you for asking. Stars of Tomorrow's Parade will reveal secrets about their upcoming performances. So stay with us, you're gonna love it.
This year, take the time to melt into your holiday moments with Lindor. Irresistibly smooth chocolate from the Lindt Master Chocolatier.
The best surprises are found where you least expect them. At a price that you won't believe. Where? Lowe's, actually. Black Friday is here. Get our best deals on everything for the season while you can.
Gemma's my show dog. She's an athlete. She's a canine athlete. Prior to Blue Buffalo, I was feeding ProPlan, but I really wanted to feed a high-quality dog food that didn't contain chicken byproduct meal and corn gluten meal. And when I found the Blue Buffalo, it just fit. And so we switched. I know that she has a good coat, good energy overall. She's smart as a whip, and I would do anything to make sure that she's the best dog she can be.
Polly Pratt's wore many hats. They came from past jobs, in fact. Every time she experienced something new, her stack of hats grew. She even served turkey legs with what's on tap, all while wearing a Viking hat. Then she found a place her many hats would be embraced, and she couldn't hide the excitement from her face. So Polly traded in her hats to help her earn her grad cap. Your past experience can help you earn your degree faster, and for less, get started at phoenix.edu.
Ready, set, save at Kohl's. Score more Kohl's Cash on gifts and get great deals on the best active brands like 30% off Under Armour, Adidas, and Nike, plus 50% off tech gear. Take an extra 15% off other presents. More gifts, more savings. Kohl's.
This Thanksgiving, NBC and Peacock are serving up something for everyone. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, the National Dog Show, and the Patriots-Vikings Nightcap. Touchdown! It's all Thanksgiving Day on NBC.
I'm Corey with American WeatherTech, and for 2 decades, you've chosen local, and you've chosen us. During this holiday season, we're overwhelmed with gratitude.
Thanks, Ohio.
Thank you, Ohio.
Thanks, Ohio.
Thanks, Ohio. Thank you, Ohio. Hey, Ohio. Thanks.
Thank you, Ohio.
I just want to say thanks, Ohio. Thank you, Ohio. From our family to yours, thank you, Ohio.
It's time to light up Cincinnati's tree, and all we need is you.
Join us live from Fountain Square with a celebration that's bigger than ever, with surprise guests and a visit from Santa.
ProLink Staffing's Light Up the Square, presented by Macy. Live Friday at 7, only on WLWT.
It's Thanksgiving week, and you've got plans. Travel, family fun, Black Friday, and you need an accurate forecast to get it all done.
We'll be here with the difference-making details to keep you ahead of the changes, so you'll always know what to expect.
Remembering a Cincinnati icon.
Tonight at 11.
Why don't we do a special from Dollywood? I just want to spread a little about magic. My hooves are just killing me.
I bet.
Parade fans in the world. I've always wanted to be a part of it. So when I found out the Broadway show I co-wrote, Some Like It Hot, was going to be in the parade this year, I was thrilled. The show is outstanding, and that's why they are going to let me be. No, never. Okay, that's fine. But for now, this is the closest I'll get to actually participating. But if you're riding in a float tomorrow, here's what you need to know.
I was on the Entenmann's cookie float, and I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, and they were like, "Oh my God, you're where we want to be." Like they saw me, like all these dressed up bakers, and their minds were exploding. Like, this is so unfair that you're there and I'm not there.
Goldie Blox was a toy brand that was STEM for girls, basically, so that they knew that they could engineer and they could build and they could invent. And I love being a part of stuff like that. Anything I can do for the kids, and especially young girls and young women, I want to be a part of. And Goldie Blox was a really, really fun float to be a part of. There was so much pink, so much joy, so many girls. It was so fun.
I was on a Kinder float. I don't eat a lot of candy or like a lot of chocolate bars, but I do genuinely love like Kinder Bar, European, like hazelnutty kind of chocolate bars. And when they told me I was on the Kinder float, I was like, yes.
It was such an honor to represent Louisiana, my home state, and being on the float with my dad, and him saying to me while on the float, "Man, your grandmother, I wish she was here to see us now." And then, you know, us coming to the realization that she's looking over us, she does see us now.
It's not easy. Standing up there singing, and the float's moving, and there's a lot happening.
And we get on this float. As we're moving down, people are waving. Of course, you can't put both hands up because you'll get tossed off the thing. So you're holding on, trying to look cool.
And I'm just thinking the whole time, do not fall off the float, do not fall off the float, do not fall off the float. But I made it. But I did trip at one point and scared everyone. It was very funny.
So I had 2 friends that were with me. I'm not going to call them out, but they work pretty high up in entertainment, and they were so excited that I was doing it. And they were like, all they wanted to do was to be on the float with me. Like, can I please be on the float? It's been my dream to be on the float. I said, here's the deal. You can be on the float, but they called me and they said, if you're going to be on the float, you have to dress up in a costume. And they were like, we get to dress up in a costume? And that just made it even better for them.
Having everyone just waving at you and yelling Happy Thanksgiving, and everyone smiling, even when it's freezing cold. It's always festive, and it's just such a good feeling. And the feeling's mutual.
At a certain point, I felt, oh man, you know, these guys have been out here all morning. It's cold. They've seen way cooler things and people than little old me. I kind of had guilt going, yeah, hi, sorry, I'm the guy from that thing. But that was immediately put aside because they were waving at the parade. I just happened to be the guy that is sort of representing that tradition and that experience. Everyone's just so pleased to be out and celebrating this moment and this tradition that is so quintessentially New York City, is so quintessentially American.
If you're a performer this year, soak it in. Soak up the incredible, loving vibrations and all of the incredible community and celebratory atmosphere of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. It just feels incredible.
My advice for anybody that's going to do the Macy's Parade is both a metaphorical and practical directive, which is to look up. Be happy, be joyous, look up, but also literally look up so you can see all the cool stuff that you might miss if you were just looking in front of you or on the street. Roof parties, people in like the high windows that I would have missed.
Save your energy for when you go on television. The first couple times when I was screaming, yelling, Happy Thanksgiving, you know, and I lost my voice by the time I got to perform. So when it was time to go, you know, I was like, oh, Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. So that's my advice to anyone. Wave. You can lip sync Happy Thanksgiving. You go, no one will know the difference. Do that until you get to 34th Street. Then it's your time to go on stage and crush.
No matter what kind of things you've done in the entertainment industry, you're going to be pretty hard-pressed to say that there's an aspect of this that you've done before. Unless you've played the parade, there's nothing like it that really equates to anything else. Like there's nothing that you're like, oh, I'm prepared for this because I've done, you know, this. It's not like that, in the best way possible.
There's nothing that reminds a performer, no matter how high you are, how much of a kid you still are, and how much of a sense of wonder you get when you're in the Thanksgiving Day Parade. Come on!
Just to be a part of something so grand and so big, and 96 years, it just blows my mind.
Being able to participate in something as special as the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is awesome. The song that we're playing is a song that I wrote about, you know, my family, about being a dad. So playing a song like that on a day like Thanksgiving, I think that's really special.
This year, I'm doing a song that I did with Dolly Parton for her NBC movie Mountain Magic Christmas, and I'm very, very excited to do it with the Roots.
I'm very excited because I get to sing a new song. It's called Stop This Feeling, and I think everybody's gonna get up out of their seat when they hear the song. They're gonna wanna dance. I hope you like it.
To be part of something that meant so much to me every year since I was a little kid. And I get to actually dance to my first #1 hit, straight up. I'm living proof that it's never too late to achieve your dreams.
I can't wait to see those performances tomorrow. And when we come back, we'll learn how the marching bands, clowns, and dancers are getting ready for their moment in the spotlight. All when Countdown to Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade returns here on NBC.
I've always had trouble falling asleep and staying asleep, you know, insomnia. But then I found Quvivic, an FDA-approved medication for adults with insomnia. And I'm glad I found it. You wouldn't believe some of the things people suggested to help me sleep. Nature sounds, no thanks. My friend's white noise idea, nope. And I'm not counting sheep. Not on the carpet. Insomnia can impact both my days and my nights. So I know how important a good night's sleep is. That's why I take Quvivic nightly. Quvivic can help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. And more sleep at night may mean feeling less tired during the day.
Maybe I should tell them how it works, Dad? Quvivic works differently than medication you may have taken in the past. Quvivic is thought to target one of the biological causes of insomnia, overactive wake signals. Do not take Quvivic if you have narcolepsy. Don't drink alcohol while taking Quvivic or drive or operate heavy machinery until you feel fully alert. Quvivic may cause temporary inability to move or talk or hallucinations while falling asleep or waking up. Quvivic may cause sleepiness during the day. Quvivic may lead to doing activities while not fully awake that you don't remember the next day, like walking, driving, and making or eating food. Worsening worsening depression, including suicidal thoughts, may occur. Most common side effects are headaches and sleepiness.
It's Quvivic. Ask your doctor if it's right for you.
At the Home Depot, you'll find appliances to fill every holiday need, in-store and online. From festive sweater washing to keeping your holiday favorites fresh, so you can do more together. Shop Black Friday savings on select Samsung kitchen packages at the Home Depot.
Why do dermatologists choose Dove?
The Dove Beauty Bar is gentle, not only cleans, hydrates my skin.
As a dermatologist, I want what's best for our skin. With 1/4 moisturizing cream, Dove is the #1 bar dermatologists use at home.
Hurry to get Black Friday deals now at Target. This week, save on the hottest gifts to get ahead this holiday. Event ends Saturday. Get low prices and great deals so you can holiday your way. Only at Target.
One bag.
The winter play was really coming together. Until disaster struck. Tensions were high. Luckily, replacement costumes were shipped with FedEx, which means Mr. Harvey could picture the perfect night. We're ready for the holidays, so you're ready for what's next.
The holiday tradition we look forward to every year, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
We're live with the balloons, the floats, all the festivities, and we want you to join us.
Spend your Thanksgiving with us right here on NBC.
Hide all your gifts, protect your holiday tree. How the Grinch Stole Christmas is coming to NBC.
I must stop Christmas from coming.
The Grinch on Friday will be must-see, followed by Trolls Holiday Comedy on NBC.
Here's a fun fact. There are going to be over 2,000 dancers in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And all of the hard work that they put in and all the excitement is going to be right on display tomorrow.
The parade happens in New York City, but it's truly America's event. We've got performers and representatives from every corner of the country. Here are some of tomorrow's hometown heroes.
I like watching the high school bands because I picture every parent, every community around the country looking for their kid, looking for their team, looking for their marchers.
See these kids and they're just adorable and they're so full of energy. I think the marching bands, first of all, add great music, but also just that slice of America straight out of the heartland that we really want to make it a truly national event. It's not a New York City event. It's an American event.
By far the best days of my job are inviting a local marching band to join the ranks of the Macy's Parade.
I've been flying around all week to schools to share some really special news.
It is so much fun to see the joy on those kids' faces when they find out they're coming to New York.
Let me tell you something about the marching bands. You win the lottery when you're in the Thanksgiving Day Parade because that's when they get to be rock stars. That's when you do it. That's when they go, that was me on TV, Mom.
I grew up in the South in a small town, and it was like the local Clarendon Panthers or whatever, marching band. You're talking about some of the most accomplished in the world. You're talking about like Roll Tide, Bama Band. Like these are pretty accomplished musicians that have been all over the world, doing what they do.
The marching bands, they're brilliant musicians, and they're carrying around their instruments, and they're doing choreography from the waist down. It's crazy.
Being a musician, the marching bands were my favorite part of it. In Louisiana, Southern University has an incredible marching band, and I remember a couple years that they were in it, performing for the Thanksgiving Day Parade. It was really cool.
No matter what other bands are in the show, NYPD always gets the biggest cheer.
We have an exclusive with the one and only Tiptoe. Tiptoe, it is very brave of you to be talking to me right now. Tiptoe, are the allegations true that you are the cutest little thing I have ever seen in my life. I knew it. Back to you.
The clowns to me bring the magic. Pockets full of confetti. They'll come over, they'll laugh, they'll give you a hug, they'll high five. They've got a long road and they are skipping the whole way through. They bring like the magic fairy dust that the parade has.
Clown U is another integral part of our overall parade experience. All of the clowns that you see throughout the parade are trained by actual circus clowns.
And let it go.
Clowns have always been an important part of my life. I am a clown. It's always been about putting a smile on people's faces. That's just what it is. And people forget that it's an art. There really is a clown college.
To be a clown. To be a clown. In the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. In the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
We partner with the Big Apple Circus.
Okay, sharks stay there, other two go back.
And those performers train our clowns to be enthusiastic and super fun on the parade route.
Tomorrow morning, in addition to marching bands and clowns, we have an excited group of almost 2,000 performers, cheerleaders, dancers that travel in from all over the country to make their debut on 34th Street.
Just imagine how exciting it is for all of these high school performers, dancers coming into this. They're going to be in their element. When I was their age, a young girl, I remember every first performance that I got to do. But it was never anything huge like this. They're gearing up for it already. They probably have it down pat because you're not going to miss an opportunity like this.
All of those dancers and cheerleaders join us uptown underneath the steps of the Museum of Natural History. And that is where we tell them, come on in, join the parade. It's a really fun experience to see all of their excited faces on Thanksgiving morning.
There's nothing like 600 cheerleaders coming down 6th Avenue with those big smiles.
M-A-C-Y-S-O, yes! M-A-C-Y-S-O, yes! M-A-C-Y-S-O, yes! When we return, I make my comeback to dance with the Kilgore Rangerettes. What's that? I've already been booted from the group. Out of breath standing still? Well, yes, you are correct. But we do have a look at the balloons that will be debuting tomorrow and tons of other stuff you're just going to love. So stay tuned. Ow. Ow. I hurt myself.
Season, you can spend less and make holiday dreams come true at TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and HomeGoods. With amazing gifts for everyone on your list, you get more joy for your money and more cheer to go around. TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and HomeGoods. Spend less, gift more all season long.
For people who are a little intense about hydration, Neutrogena Hydro Boost. Lightweight, fragrance-free, 48-hour hydration for that healthy skin glow. Neutrogena, for people with skin.
You need a bed that's smart enough for both of you. The Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed senses your movements and automatically adjusts to help keep you both effortlessly comfortable. Our smart sleepers get 28 minutes more restful sleep per night. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 Limited Edition Smart Bed, only for a limited time.
There must be lights burning brightly somewhere. If I can dream of a better land where all my brothers walk hand in hand, tell me why, why can't my dream come true?
Hi.
This is special. The People's Choice Awards.
Thank you so much.
Celebrating Icon Award winners. Hosted by me, Kenan Thompson.
The People's Choice Awards, live Tuesday, December 6th on NBC and E. And the red carpet starts live for...
Winner, winner! 4 new chicken sandwiches for lunch and dinner. Crunchy, hand-battered, all-white meat chicken. Go all in on the Big Boy Chicken Sandwich. Or try all 4 winning combinations. Now available at Frisch's, DoorDash, or Uber Eats.
Because one day of deals is never enough. The Black Friday sales event is here now.
Lease a Ram 1500 Bighorn Lone Star Crew Cab 4-wheel drive, $389 a month.
That's only at Mike Hester's Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Fairfax.
You are not cancer. The University of Cincinnati Cancer Center always sees you for you, with care that listens first to answer every question. Care that comes with built-in second opinions. These are the nation's top cancer experts, all in one place, close to your home, and all specializing in you.
Because one day of deals is never enough. The Black Friday sales event is here now.
Jeep Wrangler buyers get Black Friday savings right now, 50 to choose from.
That's only at Mike Hester's Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Fairfax.
Winner, winner! 4 new chicken sandwiches for lunch and dinner. Crunchy, hand-battered, all-white meat chicken. Go all in on the Big Boy Chicken Sandwich. Or try all 4 winning combinations. Now available at Frisch's, DoorDash, or Uber Eats.
This Thanksgiving, NBC and Peacock are serving up something for everyone. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, the National Dog Show, and the Patriots-Vikings Nightcap. Touchdown! It's all Thanksgiving Day on NBC and Peacock.
I'm getting ready for my 8th appearance in the parade, but did you know that this is Snoopy's 43rd appearance? He holds the record for the most appearances by any balloon. Snoopy, hats off.
The heart of Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is its balloons. There is no way to express the bigtitude of these things. Their friggin' ginormity. The magnitude of their largnificence is impossible to immeasurate. As an example, take the acorn balloon, which could hold 15 million real acorns inside of it. Now, how do we figure that out? Algebraic the mathematicalisms. Now, let's take a look at some of the biggest stars in tomorrow's parade.
By far, the biggest celebrities in our show are the giant balloons.
Tony Stark was one of our early creators of the balloon and had this idea to essentially invert the marionette and create a large-scale balloon that would be ground supported and walk through the parade. And that was essentially the start of our giant balloons.
In the early years of the parade, balloons were actually let go once the parade was over. Eventually they would come back down to earth, and when people would find them, they could actually bring it back to a Macy's location and receive a gift certificate, believe it or not.
When I showed up in person last year, all I've been hearing about was the new Grogu balloon, and I got out of the car and it was right there. And I'm me, and then everybody else who's in the parade is kind of like in this little area, and we're all taking pictures of the Grogu.
I do love the balloons. There's something very nostalgic about just a big balloon flying over the sky. I think the balloon that stands out to me the most, like when I think about it as a kid, was Snoopy.
Well, I am a huge Snoopy fan. Snoopy has to be in the parade forever as far as I'm concerned. That was the balloon I always looked for when I was a little kid, and I'm still looking for Snoopy all these years later.
Balloon Fest is our first opportunity to bring our new balloons out and fly them in real-world conditions.
We take over a parking lot and we inflate all of our new balloons that will be in the parade for that year. And our flight management team shows up, and it's a chance for not only us to familiarize ourselves with the new balloons, but it's a chance for the media to debut what's going to be in this year's parade.
We're really excited for the debut of 4 giant balloons in our show.
This year we've got Bluey, who kids of all ages are absolutely going to love. I have a 4-month-old daughter who I know already loves this character, so I'm excited to see her watch the parade, and I think kids of all ages are gonna love this one. We've also got Wimpy Kid from Diary of a Wimpy Kid, who is in this really fun pose called Don't Touch the Cheese. It's a play on the cheese touch from the books. We also have Strikers, which is a celebration of the World Cup. We also have Dino from Sinclair. Dino has been with us for a long time, but this year Dino's returning with a younger baby riding on its back and kind of being guided on a tour down the parade route. We've got Stuart the Minion, who is holding a guy in a banana costume, and ahead of the balloon we're gonna have people in banana costumes running away like they're playfully afraid of this giant, larger-than-life minion.
Our balloon inflation event takes place on Thanksgiving Eve.
It's where we line up all of our balloons on the Upper West Side. We start inflating them with helium.
We inflate over 16 large character balloons, 40 mid-size and small balloons, and our inflation team really works for about 8 hours to inflate the entire parade lineup. And it's really just a super fun and exciting opportunity to watch all of these giant characters come to life before they make their flight on Thanksgiving morning.
Some stars of the parade, like the Jolly Green Giant, tough it out year after year in any weather condition, wearing next to nothing. Luckily for the parade performers, they're legally required to wear pants, so they're one step closer to keeping warm. But just how do you make it through the parade without becoming cold-hearted? Well, let's straight up share some advice with someone who's forever my girl, Paula Abdul!
Tell me something. How cold is it going to be, really?
Wear a lot of like long johns because it's usually super freezing, which kind of adds to the whole fun of it. Yeah.
You get up at like 5. You're so freezing.
I know I need to bring a coat. I think it's gonna be pretty chilly. I might need to layer up, but it's gonna be fun either way.
There's a very big juxtaposition to the excitement and the colors and the sound versus the weather. I grew up in Arizona, so anything under 74 degrees is very cold to me.
When I first moved to New York City from New Orleans, I went to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade for the first time. I thought I had a winter coat, and I realized that it was a joke. It was not sufficient for a New York winter.
I had like a little scarf, but it wasn't without a significant amount of, long underwear because it's cold, it's the morning, it's New York, and you're outside, well, everything's, wind's blowing.
I remember just singing my heart out, just trying to entertain and going out, and it was raining, and it was like, yes, we're gonna put on this parade. We don't care if it's raining, we don't care if it's snowing, we have a show to do, people are counting on us, and I remember looking at Hoda and Savannah and Al and going like, we're doing this.
I will never forget the first time I got to participate in the parade. I was freezing. It was so cold outside. I remember I could not bundle up enough. So I'd say check the weather and get ready for a party.
Hey everybody, I've got an exclusive with the Macy's Starlets, so hold on to your butts. We're gonna get deep into their feelings. Hey little baby, how do you feel?
Amazing.
Are you excited about tomorrow?
Thrilled.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how great will tomorrow be?
11?
Would you let me hold your letter?
Absolutely.
Ace for Amber! Yay! Now, it's gonna be a party tomorrow, and when we return, we're gonna get a look at everything that's going on right now in the final hours before the parade kicks off in the morning. So, stay with us, eh?
Okay, we'd open with creaky footsteps. Scary music goes all intense. The couple jumps up like, what is that? They scream, ah! And you go, it's the money you could save by bundling your home and car insurance! Money shoots out from drawers, bets from under the bed. The couple screaming,
Wait, wouldn't they be happy about the savings?
They're scared of how happy savings make them feel.
Oh, of course.
See how much you could save by bundling with Geico.
Shop Kohl's limited time flash deals before they're gone. Earn major Kohl's cash with $15 for every $50 you spend. Get diamond rings, $35.69. Toys, $19.99. Take an extra 15% off other deals, save more on home, and shop in-store Friday for even more deals. Kohl's.
Dove 0% is different. We left aluminum out and put 48-hour freshness and 1/4 moisturizers in. Dove 0% aluminum deodorant, lasting odor protection that's kind on skin.
The new Subway Series menu, the greatest sandwich roster ever assembled. For more on the new boss, here's Patrick Mahomes.
Incredible. Meatballs, fresh mozzarella, and pepperoni.
Oh, the meatball's out. I thought he never fumbles. The new Subway Series. What's your pick?
Introducing IHG One Rewards. 17 hotel brands, 6,000 global destinations. One loyalty program that lets you guest how you guest.
These Cheez-It Puffs are so cheesy, airy, and puffy. How'd you do it?
Pasteurizer 5000. Anything can be craveably puffy.
Cheez-It Puffed. Defy your cheese expectations.
Olay faced expensive gels that don't last and wiped them out. New Olay Hyaluronic Lightweight Gel Moisturizer is supercharged to hydrate 2 times longer and outlast a $400 cream. Face it, it's time for Olay.
The best surprises are found where you least expect them. At a price that you won't believe. Where? Lowe's, actually. Black Friday is here. Get our best deals on everything for the season while you can.
Did you know Google makes a phone? Do you know about its camera? Like the way it fixes blurry photos. Magically erases annoying distractions. And even fixes photos taken with your old phone. Now that you know all that, did you know switching has never been easier? Start fixing with Pixel, the only phone engineered by Google. Get Google Pixel 7 Pro for free. Plus get Pixel Watch, Pixel Buds Pro, and more for free.
Tonight, it's Thanksgiving Eve on Fallon.
In 12 hours, your aunt's gonna pull a turkey out of the oven that isn't plant-based, but it's definitely beyond meat.
With Jesse Eisenberg, actress Madeline Kahn.
Woo, I love it.
And cooking with Chef Jacques Pepin. Tonight.
Happy Thanksgiving.
A turkey for me. Turkey
Martha Stewart.
That's right.
Here comes some corn.
All right.
Did you know that since the first parade in 1924, there's been at least one marching band in every parade? That's fire!
The final 24 hours before the parade, that's when it all goes down. Balloons get inflated, clowns get in costume, and the floats have to make their way from New Jersey all the way to Manhattan through the Lincoln Tunnel. That's right, there are people stuck in traffic right now next to Baby Sharks and Blue's Clues. Now, their kids are thrilled, but they are not. So here's a look at some of the preparations that are happening right now.
The final 24 hours are a mad dash to the finish line.
In those final 24 hours leading up to Thanksgiving morning, I am trying to make sure that our street is prepped for our float convoy to arrive, for our balloons to arrive, and for everything to really have the stage set for our starting line operation. The energy with our team is just anxious and nervous.
We get here about 11 or 12 o'clock. A small crew helps drive the floats out. We set up until usually 7 in the morning. You need a crane. If you have to wait too long for a crane, you run up to the next float. It's just a million things. Putting the skirts on the float and putting railings up and everything. It's just a ton of hours and a ton of work and a ton of being careful.
I arrive on 34th Street at 2 a.m. We rehearse the marching bands in the wee hours of the morning. Once we've completed that, we do a tech run through. So it's literally calling cues and making sure everybody on the downtown staging team is aligned for what happens when in the run of show. And then we're on the street. Once the sun comes out, the Broadway shows have started arriving. They have one more run through each before they go back to their trailer. We reset the street for the parade. On Thanksgiving Day, the adrenaline and the focus it feels just like opening night of a show.
The night before is so helpful because it is really overwhelming. None of us are going around on floats very often. So to have a run through the night before and get acquainted with everything and the cameras and all of that, that really helps.
Hey gang, we're gonna go from the top again, please.
The parade morning starts when it's still dark outside, and then we'll get into hair and makeup, figure out how that works, maybe try and get a little bit of breakfast, but it's a very, very early morning because it goes live so early.
My parade day starts at 3:15 in the morning. We have 4,000 people waiting outside. We have to figure out how to get that one person to that one costume in some ballroom in a giant venue. It's going to be a wild and crazy day.
Okay guys, back in. Belts on.
There's no place like parade morning on the Upper West Side. Step off is right at 77th Street in Central Park West, and there's an energy uptown as everyone's arriving and everything is being built and the balloons are being inflated and rising into the air, the celebrities getting escorted to their floats, the marching bands are warming up, and it's electric.
Just before starting line, there's a certain energy that I don't think you can find almost anywhere else. It kind of puts everybody in a good mood, and even jaded movie stars, and just it puts a smile on their face before it even starts.
Grew up in New York, so I understand the kind of toughness and cynicism that comes with New York City. And this is a day where there's none of that. How could you have it? There's like a children's choir walking by singing, and it's like everybody just drops the cynicism and the toughness and just cheers and is in love, and it's amazing.
Of all the things that I've ever done, including holiday events, it's the least cynical one that I've ever been a part of. It seems as joyous as you would want it to be. And so like being there, it was probably one of the most positive experiences of anything that I've ever been a part of.
Parade morning always has a special energy to it.
Happy Thanksgiving!
It's the holiday, and we have usually the same crew every year that works on the parade.
It's kind of a long morning, but it's amazing how fast it goes by.
Uptown, the starting line area is just amazing. When you start, it's very quiet up there, those of us who start early. And then people in costumes start gradually coming in, and it just gets busier and busier and busier.
2 minutes to air.
The morning builds until we hear the words 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's have a parade.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's have a parade!
That has been our tradition since 1924, and those words sparked the beginning of the show down Central Park West through Midtown Manhattan to 34th Street and Macy's Herald Square.
As a native New Yorker myself, I have to say there is nothing like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, excitement and energy on parade morning.
And when it's 9 o'clock, I'm on the red ready line. I actually cue everything into camera. So the very last thing they see right before going on camera and performing is me giving them a big high five, giving them a big hug and a big smile, and just wishing them the absolute biggest break a leg I could possibly offer.
That happiness you feel at the parade is really important. I think it's important to the whole country.
It's the people of New York City. It's the people in the crowd. It's the spirit and everyone just waving at you and yelling Happy Thanksgiving. And it's the whole vibe of the place. It's unbelievable. It's an experience that I wish everyone could have.
It's the privilege of a lifetime to host the Thanksgiving Day Parade. Sometimes when I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I've watched this parade from my living room since I'm a kid, and now I'm sitting in this seat and we're hosting this incredible event. It's definitely a pinch me moment.
We are so excited for all the performances tomorrow morning. And right now, the 96 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is just 12 hours away. So thank you for watching. Make sure to check out Some Like It How Did This Schubert on Broadway. My New York Times best-selling book, You'll Never Believe It Happened to Lacey, is in stores now. Right next to our second book, World Record Book of Racist Stories, starting today. And don't miss the Ever Up 14th. So watch and laugh. And a special thank you to all the parade participants who shared their stories and everyone at Macy's for taking us behind the scenes like never before. I'll see you tomorrow for my Catch My PJs because I'm old. Happy Thanksgiving.
Jimmy Fallon welcomes Jesse Eisenberg tonight.